DDO players, we are still at Gen Con 2016 in the Flying Buffalo Incorporated booth. And of course, we are with Mr. Ken St. Andre, the creator of Tunnels and Trolls. I said it right that time.
You did. Thank you. I'm so pleased to be able to talk to you all.
And you, of course, created this wonderful game that we all love. So you want to take us back to the beginning and tell us how that came about?
Sure. I have always been a big fantasy fan. You know, I discovered Tarzan in the 5th grade. Okay, and from Tarzan, it was Tarzan and the Ant-Man. All sorts of other fantasy came up. So, big fantasy fan from the word go.
Okay.
In December 1974, I began hearing about this game that sounded like something I would like to play. Characters got to go adventuring and fight dragons and monsters and so on. But nobody in Phoenix had that game. There was rumors from California and Michigan and places like that. In April of 1975, I was at a Friday night game playing session, and somebody brought a white box edition of that other game. I was too late to get into the Risk game, so I sat down and I started reading it. I read for about an hour. Skimmed through various parts, did not read the whole thing. When I had finished reading as much of it as I could stand, I said, what a great idea. What a lousy way to do it. I'll make a game I can play. Where am I supposed to get 20-sided dice, 8-sided dice, 4-sided dice? These things didn't exist in Phoenix in 1975.
Right, yeah.
There were not dice companies that made nothing but weird dice for you. It didn't exist. I'll use 6-sided dice. Everybody can get those.
Take them out of any game you have, probably at home. You'll have a 6-sided. So
exactly what I advise people to do. So I went home that night and went to the library the next day and checked out every book on medieval weapons and mythology and stuff that I could find. Skimmed through them all, you know, made a great long list of weapons that I could use in my game. Came up with a character system, creation system that I thought made more sense.
Perfect.
And yeah, that other game had some pretty good ideas for how characters should be described.
Right.
So I used strength, intelligence, constitution, but there was the first place I ran into. I'm going, if they have constitution, why are they making me roll for hit dice? Doesn't make any sense.
Same thing, right? Yeah, that's right.
So I could have a constitution of 15 and hit points of 4? That's stupid. Get rid of that. Okay. Charisma, yeah, we're all personal. Dexterity, you gotta be able to use your fingers. And wisdom. What? If you had any wisdom, would you go in a hole in the ground to fight monsters?
Probably not.
Throw that out. What saves you when everything else lets you down? What saves you when everything else fails you?
Your logic. Your brain.
No.
What's that?
Luck.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
When you're gonna die and there's no way to think your way out of it, talk your way out of it, buy your way out of it, if you're really, really lucky, you will still.
You'll find a way to get, yep, you'll find a way to survive. That is very true.
So I put luck in and threw out wisdom. Well, if we don't have wisdom, why do we need clerics? That's dumb. That's not a fantasy archetype. The fantasy archetypes are warriors, like Conan, wizards, like Gandalf or Merlin, and rogues, like the Grey Mouser. Right?
Right.
Those became my character types. And much more. Following that kind of logic. I did not copy anything from that other book. I spun off on some of their ideas. And so we created the first true role-playing game that was not based on miniatures.
And how long did it take you to develop it? Like that first edition that you came out with, how long from your inception of it to when you actually had a printed version of it did it take you?
About 2 months.
Oh, wow.
So I wrote in a white heat of inspiration for like 4 days. Monday I went to the library, I came back with books. Tuesday I started reading books and making notes. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday I'm turning those notes into a series of rules so we can play this game. Mostly it's character generation and how to fight.
Okay.
And also, you know, how to save yourself when everything else is going wrong.
And a question I thought of for you is, unlike a lot of the early role-playing game and designers, you didn't come from a wargaming background. Did that help you or did that hinder you, you think?
Yeah, it made a different experience. I came from literature and comics. I wanted a game that I could play that was like a superhero's version of the Middle Ages.
Right, okay.
So the first thing we did was throw out the whole idea that you could only have an attribute as high as 18. Superheroes go a lot way beyond that, right?
Right. Well, of course, yeah.
Conan.
I mean, they're superheroes. He's Conan, right? Yeah.
He's Conan. And so on. So that's another one of those ideas that went right out the window. Polygonal dice. We didn't have those things. Out the window. So, no, we were playing Saturday. You know, I saw this Friday night or the week before. It was the weekend. I thought about it. Monday I went to the library. I got some books. Tuesday I started writing. Saturday we played our first adventure. Okay. Everybody loved it. My 6 friends or so that I had invited over. Wow, we've got to have this. They started borrowing my copies and photocopying them. Back in the days when photocopiers were hard to find.
Right.
Right? And every time I got them back, the rules were more dilapidated, beat up, dog-eared, torn.
You're like, thanks for that.
I'm going, you guys start copying each other's rules, you know, leave me mine.
Right.
What I'll do is I'll make a printable copy using the good ideas that we've developed in the last 2 weeks here. So like 1 week after the game came out, my friend Bear Peters came to me and said, why do we have to be humans in this game? I went, I don't know. There's no reason. The other game just used humans, right? He says, we made this chart that would show the differences between humans and other kindreds, other races.
Right.
And he gave me the chart of the 6 good kindreds. Humans, elves, dwarves, hobbits, leprechauns, and fairies. And then the mythology of the world started. If these were the good kindreds, then everything else was monsters.
That makes sense, right?
It sounded like a good idea to me. We put it in there.
Okay.
You know, added it into the rules that I was writing there. As soon as I had everything covered with, you know, whatever suggestions that my friends had made from the playtesting the first 3 or 4 sessions, I typed it all up. I went to my friend Rob Carver, who is an artist, and I said to him, I just spent some time with my friend Mark Anthony, who helped me lay it out and stuff. So I didn't know anything about that. He helped me lay it out so there were spaces and it made sense, and sections and chapter headings and so forth. You can see it all in the first edition that's on sale now as a replica. Then we went over to my other friend's house, Rob. He was a student at Arizona State. We went into his apartment in the afternoon and said, hi, Rob. We're not leaving until you draw pictures to illustrate all the blank spots in this room.
Wow, you're kidding me.
No, this is exactly what happened.
Oh, wow.
And about 3 hours in, I sent out for pizza, and we had pizza delivered, and we stayed there till like 8 o'clock at night. Me and Mark and Rob sitting there, and Rob would read a section, and he'd go, you have wall spells. So I'll do, you know, BJ the
Wow,
Wizard,
right.
casting walls, you know, he's casting all these walls to protect him from a fly buzzing toward him.
Right. That's amazing.
And at the end of that, we had the interior manuscript illustrated. The following Friday night, Rob came up to me and said, "Ken, I have this picture for you. I think it'll make a cover." And that was the chubby unicorn.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Very classic, yeah. I love that cover.
And later on, he did the two warriors back to back, the male and female warrior back to back. I thought that'd make a great back cover. And voila! By the 1st of June, I had an edition ready to go to the print shop.
Wow!
I took it to Arizona State University and said, "Make me 100 copies." It cost $64, I think, to make 100 copies of this 40-page book in 1975.
That's crazy.
Chose 100 because you got a significant price break when you made 100 or more.
Okay, well that makes sense then, yeah.
Then I took it out to my friends and sold it to them, at $1 a copy for each one. I figured, at $1 a copy, I'll get $100 out of something that cost me 64. We'll all be fine.
That's right.
I had about 60 copies left over. I met Rick, who I had already known from gaming with him on Friday nights and stuff, at a convention, and I learned that he went to gaming conventions and sold games, Star Web and so forth, and I said, "Rick, I have some extra copies of a game I made. Would you take it and try to sell it at a con for me? We'll split, whatever you make, 50-50.
Right.
So he took it to Origins that year, a little later in June. Where he sat across the room, across the aisle from Gary Gygax, sitting at a table selling first edition D&D. Right? And he was selling it for my suggested price of $1 a piece. And Gary was selling his box set there, of 3 little booklets and stuff, for $10 a piece. Right? And Rick sold out. I don't think Gary did. But the funny part is, a kid, a young player who had bought Tunnels and Trolls the day before, wandered over to see what Gary had.
Oh no.
On the second day. And Gary started to explain role-playing to him and what kind of a game it was. And the kid says, "Oh yeah, I get it. It's kind of like Tunnels and Trolls."
Oh no. Wow, that probably didn't go over well.
Gary and I have never been friends.
Yeah, that's pretty well, I think, known in the RPG world. That's probably a whole different subject we probably don't want to broach, so we'll just move on from that.
But he sold out, and then he came back and said, "Ken, I'd like to buy this game from you." I went, "No, you can't buy it from me, but you can we'll make a deal for you to be the publisher and me to get royalties."
Right.
And he says, "And I've sold out of the first one." I said, "Well, I'll go talk to Liz Danforth, who does great art, and see if I can't put together a second with some ideas that we've had since that was printed." And that was the second edition that Flying Buffalo brought out in about July of 1975.
And that leads me to another, you're one of the very few RPG designers that after all these years still retains control over your product. Was that a conscious effort that you made, or did that, it just kind of, you just always kept it, or was that something from day one you thought, I'm going to keep control of this so I can control what happens with it?
Well, I always wanted to be a writer. And writers make their money on royalties. If you don't own your product, how are you going to get royalties?
Exactly, right.
Right? So I wanted to keep control of it so that Flying Buffalo or anybody else who ever sold my game would pay me royalties.
Anyway, so
back in the days when I hoped that
hi there. Nice meeting you, Brandon.
this would make me rich and famous and
What we do hard too.
enable me to quit my day job and hand me my water, Steve. Where it's going.
I know.
So yeah, it was a conscious decision on my part to keep it. The second part of this is nobody ever came along and offered me enough for the rights to convince me to sell out.
Gotcha.
All right, give it time.
And then Meta Arcade is bringing Tunnels and Trolls to the quote video game world. Were you apprehensive about that, or was that something you thought was a good idea?
I've been trying to bring Tunnels and Trolls to the electronic computer gaming world for the last 30 years.
Oh wow, okay, I did not know that.
In 1992, New World Computing bought the rights to do a Tunnels and Trolls game. It was called Crusaders of Kazan. Crusaders, to save their budget, they had it programmed in Japan.
Okay.
They got Liz Danforth to write the scenario that the whole game was based on. And she wrote an epic story that incorporated everything we knew about Ralph, the Dragon Continent where we played. The La Rotra mythology I was starting to develop as the half-orc, half-elf Sauron equivalent, you know, who actually won the War of the Ring instead of losing it.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be interesting, actually.
I thought it was.
Well, yeah.
And what it actually developed into is a much more tolerant society, where the monsters aren't necessarily considered the monsters. In fact, the humans were on the bottom of the social ladder in that part of the world.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, a world had been developing since 1975, and it was now like 1992. The fifth edition had been released in 1983 with a very primitive world map that Liz made up, and I had been creating story for this to go along with game rules for well over 10 years. Each one of the solo adventures that I wrote is actually a kind of a little short story, except for Agent of Death, which is more like a novel. Alright, so where was I on all this? I wanted to have a story in this, and I wanted it to, I could see that computers were the future of gaming. I studied some basic computer science in the 7th grade in a summer school class for advanced students. Right? And I always figured I wanted it to go into computers.
Okay.
Because the paper stuff would fade out sooner or later. I was figuring sometime in the 21st century.
Well, maybe not, but
maybe not.
Close. Everything is going to PDF now, so maybe you're onto something there, but
yeah,
we'll see.
I was onto that back by 1980.
Right, yeah, you were. That is very true.
And so New World Computing did Crusaders of Kazan. It was a moderate success. It had a great story, an epic game to play, really rotten Japanese graphics, which sort of hurt it.
Right.
Okay, so it was not enough of a success for them to try to bring out a sequel or anything. So our first venture into the computer gaming world failed. Since then, I've talked to, or at least 4 different companies who talked about doing an electronic version or a computer version of TNT. None of them could bring it off. One of them even had me writing scenarios for it.
Oh wow, okay.
This elaborate plot designed for starting in the city of Kazan. The city's under siege, and it's being supplied from underground through the tunnels and stuff that are underneath the city that monsters were bringing in food and supplies and enabling the city to hold out against the minions of Sweets, the flying serpent god of the Far West.
Okay.
Right? I had this whole elaborate story, you know, which would give you an opportunity to start in the city, run a city adventure on top, and then go down into dungeons below it to have regular Tunnels and Trolls adventures.
Well, that sounds amazing to me.
Only lasted about a month or two before they decided the project was too hard for them.
They just couldn't do it, right?
So when David Reed came along and proposed to do a smartphone app and a mobile computing app for this, I was all in favor. When he gave us an advance of real cash money ahead of time, we were sold, weren't we, Rick? When Dave Reed offers an advance to do a smartphone app for TNT, what about it? I said we were sold.
Oh yeah.
We like that idea right there.
If somebody wants to buy the rights to something from me, what they need to do is what Joseph Goodman did and what David did, and say, here's a check.
Here's a check, you got it. It's yours.
Well, the check has to be large enough.
So, speaking of, computer games, could you see Tunnels and Trolls working as an MMORPG?
I dreamed of that for years. I think we have a great character development system for that. With the 7th edition and later rules where adventure points translate directly into attribute points that you can buy. Okay, so TNT now, instead of reaching 1,000 adventure points to go to second level, you save up, say, 100 adventure points, which are easy enough to get through saving rolls. With 100 adventure points, you pay 10 times the amount of the attribute you want to raise. So if you have a strength that's 10, you want it to go to 11, you spend that 100 points, they're gone, your new base attribute strength is 11.
Which is very much like an MMORPG, so I can see why, yep.
Which is very much like that, but it's also very easy. Right, you're accumulating adventure points all the time as you're making the saving rolls to do things. And you can see that attribute mounting up. You're in trouble, you think, oh my god, I have to make a second level saving roll and my luck is only 13. I need to have a 12 or better to make this.
Right.
I could roll doubles and make it, but if my luck was a 14, I would have at least,
have a much better shot at doing it right.
Right, I've got that 11 will make it automatically, and any doubles combination is probably going to make it for me.
Right.
So I'll spend 130 adventure points and go up to 14. If I've got, say, 300 adventure points, I'll spend 140, then I'll spend 150, and I'll go up 2 points.
Okay.
Right? Wouldn't that work perfectly?
Well, yeah, it would. I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, it makes perfect sense the way you're describing it to me.
And spells, you get the spells by buying them from the Wizards Guild.
Right.
If you're a wizard. If you're a rogue, you have to buy them from the Rogues Guild.
Rogues Guild, right.
Into playing it. So players could have an interaction in an MMO where your wizard character could be selling spells on the down low to rogues and other characters who can cast
Oh
them.
wow! Hey, there you go.
It'd be a gold source for you.
Hey, I like that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Right?
So somebody needs to get on and make this as an MMORPG then.
But World of Warcraft controls MMOs these days.
Exactly.
Trying to fight with Blizzard is absolutely
right. That's
like walking into a lawnmower and not expecting to get your foot cut off.
Yeah, exactly. They are the so.
Plus, there's a million Oriental MMOs that look extremely good. Their gameplay,
right? Yeah.
But the looks are fantastic. Right, so and I'm sure Pathfinder has one, and so I think the window to turn TNT into an MMO went by.
Well, at least we're going to get the Meta Arcade version, which
the Meta Arcade version is pretty damn cool.
It is. We have just play tested it, and it is pretty amazing.
And you're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. Wait till you can cast magic. Wait till you can be, not only, 4 character types we offered you here for your prototype, but you can play orcs if you happen to be a particularly combat happy guy. You can play an elvish wizard if I'm taking and high-minded, and I know spells that will do everything I need to have done for me.
Oh, that is awesome. So besides the Meta Arcade, last question for you is what's next for Tunnels and Trolls? You got anything in the pipe that you can talk about maybe? Or?
I do. I'd like to ask people to go to Drive-Thru RPG and look up my personal publishing company called Trollhalla Press.
Okay. And we will get a link, we'll get a link from you and you can...
You will. Steve, hand me my suitcase, my bag here. I want to show him this.
Okay.
Let's get this on screen.
You can do that. And we will definitely put a link in the
one of my TNT fans
description for this.
Made this for me. Can you see it?
Yep. We'll even get a little closer to it. Oh, that is awesome. That is a dice bag if you can't tell what it is.
This is a dice bag for Trollhalla Press, which is my personal publishing company where I can do things that Flying Buffalo doesn't deem financially profitable.
Okay.
I already have 8 products there.
Okay, and that's on Drive-Thru RPG, and like I said, I will get a link for that from you, and we'll put it down in the description of this video.
The easy way to do it, go to Drive-Thru RPG, search for Trollhalla,
and you'll pop up.
And it'll pop up.
All right.
All my products there in one place. You can look at them. There's a story. One of them it's called The Last Adventures, Big Jack Grass. It's an actual TNT session that I ran with a gamer.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm a British gamer, by the way. Tunnels and Trolls is not limited to America. It is international in scope, and it reached many international markets before that other game did. Britain and Japan to name two.
Okay.
Also France, I believe. We were there first. But the last adventure of Big Jack Brass pits the world's greatest adventurer, in his own mind, against Gristlegrim, the god of the dwarves, the bargain-loving, joke-playing god of the dwarves. In the special dungeon that I created for Gristlegrim, which is a floating cube that rides a mile high in the sky.
Oh wow.
And your first challenge is to get up to it. Right? Now, there's a rope ladder you can climb if you're tough enough. Or you can buy your way up in a balloon. There are airships in Troll World.
Okay.
And they'll take you up to it. And then it's all rooms. There are no corridors at all in Gristlegrim, the floating dungeon.
Everything is rooms?
Everything's rooms. You walk into a room and the doors all slide. So you put your hand into finger holes in the doors and try to slide it.
And they slide them, okay.
They have strength requirements. If you're not strong enough, you can't open the room.
Wow, I gotta check this out. This sounds amazing. So.
It's not currently available anywhere.
Oh, okay.
But the adventure was played in.
Okay.
Okay, so, and what happens to Big Jack Brass in the Gristlegrim dungeon shouldn't happen to a dog.
Okay.
And there's the minor adventure that goes with it. He had a companion called Tom the Whelp, who is like Robin to his Batman.
Okay.
Tom was illogical and did the first thing that occurred to him, whereas Big Jack Brass tries to think his way through everything.
Gotcha.
Tom lasted much longer than
than Jack did, which makes sense, I guess.
But the story is there, you know, and I'd love to have people read it and tell me what they thought of it. There are 5 spell books for 5 different kindreds in the Tunnels and Trolls world, and there are more coming. I'm currently working on one that might be a flip spell book. On one side we'll do fairies, which are like Tinkerbell.
Okay.
Little humanoids with wings, and they're nice, and they hang out with elves. And on the other side we'll do pixies. Pixies look like fairies, but they're insect-based. They have exoskeletons. They live in the forest. They're entirely savage, and they'll kill you faster than eat you. The pixies are a major menace in the Forest of Doom, in the Traplandia book that's coming out from Goodman Games.
Okay.
I wrote those up. And they're a major menace in that. They are a major menace in this adventure that you got. Grimtina's Guard. You will see the pixies in action. So, you know, I was going to turn all fairies into those, but satyr heads prevailed, and we made them pixies instead of fairies. Planning to do a spell book where it's like 16 pages. We'll have 8 pages of fairy spells. They flip it over, we'll have 8 pages of pixie spells.
Okay.
The fairy spells are all good, and the pixie spells are all evil.
Well, that sounds amazing. Well, thank you very much for your time today. I know the booth is very, very busy, so I will let you get back to your fans that you got coming to see you.
Thank you so much.
And we have a photo bomb from Rick Loomis there, so he got it in. He was trying that earlier and he didn't get it, but he got it in this one. So
excellent. Saturday Night Live, and every Saturday night one of their main comedians would come on and say sometime during the show, "Hello, I'm Chevy Chase, and you're not." But I'm not Chevy Chase. I'm Ken St. Andre, and you're still not me.
As you can tell, we are still at Gen Con 2016, and we have Mr. Ken St. Andre, who, of course, everybody knows is the creator of Trolls and Trolls.
You blew it.
I blew it. See, we are going to have outtakes. All right.
Tunnels and Trolls was supposed to be named Troglodytes. Tunnels and Troglodytes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, we will talk about that.
But nobody in my gaming group except me could pronounce troglodytes, so it became
So you had to change the name. All right, we are going to start all over because I screwed that up. All right.